Hi all, I'm Piyush Gupta, your virtual coach. In this video, we'll be talking about two simple ways to inspect disappearing elements. During the automation testing work, we might be required to automate some tricky controls like this. Let's open Flipkart and try to inspect any dropdown. Let me click on this text box which will display this dynamic dropdown. Let me search for MacBook, which is my favorite Apple. Yeah. Now, if we want to automate this dropdown, we have to construct a locator, be it CSS or XPath, right? So what we'll do is we'll right click and inspect anywhere in this dropdown. Oh, the dropdown has disappeared. So how can we create its locator when we are unable to inspect it? So this is the issue. The moment we try to inspect, the dropdown disappears. So can we automate such controls, or do we give up saying we can't automate them because we can't construct a locator? Fortunately, there are a few tricks we can use, and they are so simple that we can easily inspect such elements. The first way to tackle this is to use the JavaScript's setTimeout function. So here is how we use it. Let's open browser console, and yeah, we can execute any JavaScript code inside the browser console. Let's type setTimeout. It takes two parameters. One is callback function, second is delay. All right. So this is the syntax of setTimeout function. It takes two parameters. One is a callback function which gets executed after a delay, and second parameter is the time, basically how long to delay before executing the callback function. So this is how we can use setTimeout. I don't even have to type the complete name. I can select it from here, setTimeout. Here's my callback function. I'll press shift enter. I'll type debugger here, and this is my second argument, and I'm closing it. All right, so setTimeout is commonly used to delay the execution of certain actions in JavaScript code. Notice the line debugger I have just typed. It will freeze the current state of my browser, but before freezing the browser, we want this dropdown to be displayed, right? So that's why we have this delay of 5 seconds. So the moment we press enter and start executing this setTimeout function, exactly after 5 seconds, it will pause my execution. So what I've done is I'm instructing JavaScript to start the debugger after 5 seconds, and my application will freeze. Now, why 5 seconds? Why not 3 seconds? Why not 7 seconds? Because I want enough time to open the dropdown before the debugger starts and freeze my application. Sounds interesting, right? So what I'll do is I'll simply press enter, which will start the debugger or start the setTimeout function. Okay, now I have just 5 seconds to open this. Let's wait. All right. So as you can see, the debugger has frozen my application. Now I can inspect the dropdown easily. If I now try to right click and inspect, it is not letting me do a right click. See, I'm trying to right click. But if I'll bring my mouse here on this particular button, which says select an element in the page. So I'll click on this button and now try to inspect. Okay, now it's done with this simple trick. Now let's try to generate its XPath. I'll click here and I'll press Command F to see this particular text box. Using this text box, we can test any CSS or XPath locator. Now let's type this. Okay. I'm not going to go deep into this particular XPath, but I'll just explain on a high level that the meaning of this XPath is we are searching for any link in my page that contains both the text MacBook and Air M3 as its child nodes. So we can see that this particular trick is working. Now you can try it on any other application and it will work regardless of the application. Why? Because we are executing JavaScript within the browser, and it is so powerful that it can easily control the browser. So that's the simplest way to inspect disappearing elements. And finally, what we can do is we can simply click on this resume button to close the debugger. All we have to do is simply copy and paste this JavaScript code in the browser console. That's it. And this trick will not only work on Mac, it will work the same on Windows as well. Okay, let's talk about the second approach. For this option to work, we again need to open the Chrome DevTools. But since it is already open in our case, our job is done. Now, if you are on Windows, press Ctrl-Shift-P keys together, or if you are on Mac, press Command-Shift-P keys together, which will show you the command menu. Since I'm on Mac, I'll press Command-Shift and P. Alright, so this is like a command line or search bar for the Chrome DevTools, allowing you to quickly run commands or activate features without navigating through the menu options or remembering keyboard shortcuts. Let me type focus here. Okay, so you will see this particular option which says emulate a focus page. Selecting this particular command will indeed change the behavior of the page in a specific way. So what is going to happen is some web elements like drop-down menus or date pickers, they hide when the browser window loses focus or when you click outside the window or even switch to Chrome DevTools. But on selecting this particular option, emulate a focus page, Chrome will simulate the page always having the focus, regardless of whether you have clicked away to another tab or application. So let me click on this option. Now you can see that drop down is opened. What we'll do now is I'm going to open another tab and switch back to our previous page. This is my new tab, close it. Okay, my drop down is still opened. Did you see? Our application still has the focus and the drop down is not closing now. Pretty cool, right? And yeah, this is not freezing the browser like we saw in the first option. In the first option, we started the browser debugger, which froze the application. In the second option, we played a nice trick wherein the page will always keep the focus even if we open a new tab. It will keep the page in focus state and now we can inspect it easily and create a locator to be used in our automation script. So once you are done, you can switch off this behavior by again pressing Ctrl+Shift+P on Windows, or if you're on Mac, then press Command+Shift+P. Let me press Command+Shift+P. Again, I'll type focus and now I'll see this option, do not emulate a focus page. This will turn off this option, and yeah, just like the first method, this will work on both Windows and Mac. Now, you might have this question, should I go with option 1 or option 2? Well, you can use any of them. There is no right or wrong approach here. It's just whatever you feel like the best. Happy learning. Hope you've liked this particular video. Please like it if you have found it valuable and consider subscribing to my channel for more technical content. Good day. Bye.